Hello, this is Dan McCarty. I'm here once again on behalf of Marketing Man Site's YouTube channel. Today we're going to talk in the area of management. Specifically, we're going to talk in the area of planning. Here's a couple of quotes I like about planning. The first was General Eisenhower, the victorious general in World War II. He's saying plans are nothing, but planning is everything. What I think he meant by that is plans always change. Things never go the way that you hope they will. But the fact that you have a process in place to plan and to make adjustments, that's the important thing. And of course, Mike Tyson's comment, everybody has a plan until they get punched in the mouth. I think a good metaphor for business as well. So let's start with what is planning. Let's start with a definition. What is planning? Planning is a primary management activity that involves defining organizational goals, figuring out a strategy for meeting those goals, and then developing a plan to help organize your work activities. Formal planning are specific goals covering a specific time period, maybe a 3-year or a 1-year plan, and it's written and shared by organization members. So it's a roadmap you use to guide the actions of the company. And usually the starting point for a plan is a mission and a vision statement. I have here what's the difference? A mission statement is a definition of what the company stands for, where it's at right now, and its reason for being. I put one up on the screen, a hypothetical one for a company I used to run its businesses at Del Monte. The Del Monte mission is to be the leading supplier of canned fruits and vegetables in the United States through superior quality and customer service. I don't recall if that was our specific mission at the time, but it was pretty close. So what does Del Monte stand for right now? Okay, we want to be the leader, the best fruits and vegetable company, and we want to deliver superior quality and customer service. So that's their mission. Now the vision is what a company aspires to be at some time in the future. So the Del Monte vision could be, and again this is hypothetical, something like Del Monte's going to leverage its brand in fruits and vegetables to become the global leader, not just the United States, but the global leader in healthy dishes, not just side dishes, but side dishes and entrees in every possible format, fresh, frozen, and canned. So we want to go from a canned fruit and vegetable in the United States to be a worldwide producer of all kinds of healthy products, not only in canned, but in fresh or frozen. So it's what Del Monte might very well aspire to be in the future. That's the difference between a mission and a vision. One talks about the now, the vision talks about what you aspire to be. Now, why do managers plan? Well, like I said earlier, it provides direction, a roadmap. It reduces uncertainty. It eliminates, or minimizes at least, waste and redundancy because people know where they're going. And most importantly, it sets the standards for control. It helps you figure out where should I be at this point in time, and if I'm not there, why am I not? And most importantly, it delivers results. Studies have shown that people who have companies that have good planning processes do better than companies that don't. So it's just a fact. Okay, what are the types of plans? There's 2 levels of planning that go forth. One is strategic, the other is operational. The strategic plan is something that usually is a longer term time frame, usually 3 years. It's not as specific, it's more directional. We want to enter new geographic markets, we want to enter new product categories, we want to improve our performance in this function or that. And it's usually used one time as kind of a long-term plan that we're going to try to march towards. An operational plan is a piece of that strategic plan. It's maybe what we're going to do this year. And so it's shorter term. Say it's a 1-year time frame out of that 3. It's very specific. If you say, okay, I'm trying to reach a number 1 share position, and maybe your goal in year 1 is I'm going to take 5 share points to that goal, and I'm going to achieve that. It's also standing. It's used all the time, and people are evaluated and compensated on it. So strategic plans, and a piece of that is the operational plan. Now, the way people used to do planning, the classical method is what they call it, is top-down. The top guy would say, here's the plan, I will disseminate, the plan to the minions out there. And this is a chart I took from Management by Robbins and Coulter. I thought it was a pretty good illustration of what happens in a top-down plan. You can see as it starts to filter through the company, the results become more distorted and more vague, and the buy-in by the time you get to the individual employee tends to be pretty weak. A better way is to have employee involvement at all levels in the process. There's a guy by the name of Peter Drucker. Many people consider him to be the father of modern management. He developed a system called Management by Objective, or MBOs. And all that is managers develop, the top management develops a big goal, like, I would like to grow our profitability by 5% next year. Then the next level of management says, okay, I'm head of operations. I think I could contribute, say, 1% of that in cost savings. And the sales guy says, I can do maybe 1% of that in increased sales. And so they take their piece, then they go to their people and say, look, this is what I'm thinking about aiming for, this 1%. What can you do to contribute to my goal? And then the people under them make a goal. I can do this with my account, or I can approach this account. So as you go down the organization, everybody takes a little piece of the plan, and it still adds up to the big picture plan that the top management put forth on the top. So its MBO is specific goals which are jointly determined by employees and managers. They are periodically reviewed to see how we're doing, and rewards and compensation and evaluations are based on progress towards their goal. There tends to be more buy-in, more understanding with an MBO type process. Why? Because you were involved in putting it together. Makes sense, doesn't it? Goals, what are the aspects of a good goal? A goal should be written in terms of outcomes rather than actions. It's not that I'm going to launch advertising. It's I'm going to increase my market share by 3 points. And one of the tools I'm going to use is advertising. So outcomes rather than actions. It should be measurable, quantifiable. It should be clear as to a time frame. I'm going to gain 3 market share points by the end of the year. It should be written down, and everyone should understand what the goal is. So planning involves a mission and a vision, a broad general direction, goals or objectives, desired outcomes. We want to become the leader in the world in this, that, or the other thing. It offers strategic plans, which are kind of general plans, 3-year time frame, a little less specific. An operational plan, which usually is 1 year of the 3-year plan, that is very specific in its goals and its objectives. What piece of that plan are you going to accomplish in year 1? And the last part, you should develop contingency plans. Things are going to go wrong. What am I going to do if things don't go exactly like I'd hoped? What's my plan B? So that's the planning process in a nutshell. Believe it or not, some people criticize planning. Some people say planning's not a good idea in today's world. Why would they say something like that? Well, some people think planning causes rigidity, that in a dynamic environment, like, say, the tech world, that you can't develop plans fast enough. And formal plans can sometimes replace intuition and creativity and take your focus on today as opposed to tomorrow. And it just isn't enough. Things move too fast. I think there's some validity to some of those points, but my answer to that is the answer is not to stop planning. The answer is to make planning more dynamic, more flexible, maybe more informal, and with shorter time frames so you can deal with the more dynamic environment. So that's my point of view on this criticism of planning. Well, That's my discussion for today on planning. We'll be back with our next lecture, and I look forward to talking to you then. This is Dan McCartney saying thank you.